Welcome to LexTech Labs. This presentation will help you become familiar with the design architecture of the C3 solution. Part of the technology components of the C3 architecture is a C3 server. A C3 server is the video information repository for everything about your video system. It holds the users that are allowed to see video remotely. It authenticates those users. It controls video asset access. It provides video viewing standards across different viewing platforms. And it enforces privacy between customer organizations. Each customer has their own database environment. It is completely secure and private so that no other organization, no other customers can see your data. And very important is video never flows through the C3 server. So let's take a look at the information that we house about every organization. First, user authentication. Each user within your organization will have a unique ID and a unique password that will be used to authenticate that user to your video infrastructure. It will also provide the mechanism for saying what cameras or what video feeds does this user get to see within your video environment. Device information. Each device, each video camera within your video infrastructure will be housed within the C3 server. The information kept for each device is the IP address of either the camera or the video management server that camera is associated with, the port number, the username and password, and the camera string. These 5 pieces of information will be used to uniquely address each camera that you want to get video from. User groups. We have the ability within our system to group users together based on what would be interesting for them to view. You can create user groups based on maybe the managers in your organization, the assignments of a local law enforcement in terms of the beats that a city is divided into, maybe different areas that security guards are assigned to, dispatchers, maybe the heads of security, or different geographic locations where users might be located in. So it's a way of associating cameras to groups of users so that access to those cameras can be, number one, controlled and secured, and the other is that you can better get rapid access to different cameras based on who you are. Next, we can group devices together so that devices are logically assigned to one another, so that maybe floors of a building are ways to group cameras, maybe based on the different buildings on a college campus, or maybe based on different covert operation locations, so that each covert operation has their own way of grouping the cameras together. All of this leads to very rapid access to smaller groups of cameras in a large camera environment. Geographic camera locations, or maybe perimeter cameras, are further examples of ways to group devices together. Now, once those devices are grouped together, once all of our information is housed within the C3 server, how do we get that information to the handheld devices and the mobile devices so that actual camera video feeds can show up on those devices? Well, it's really, really simple. Whenever you start up a web browser or you start up the C3 mobile application on your mobile device, you will be challenged with a username and a password. Once you enter your assigned username and password, it will authenticate you to your customer environment. In this case, customer B. If you're logging in as a client, if you're authenticated to customer B's organization, you will be then looked up in the database to figure out what user groups are you assigned to. Once you've determined what user groups you're assigned to, the C3 server will determine what device groups your user groups are assigned to. And within the device group will be individual devices that will then translate into IP address settings, port number settings, username and password, and camera strings that will then, those 5 pieces of information for every camera that you're associated with will be transferred down to your web browser or your IRAC3 mobile client. So those 5 pieces of information for every camera will now be stored on those mobile devices, which means we no longer need to have a connection with the C3 server environment. Now that we have those 5 pieces of information for every camera on our handheld or on our web browser, we can then use those pieces of information to make direct point-to-point connections across the network to the video management servers that are housing the information that we want. So again, a direct connection is established. That connection can be across a cellular network, a private network, a network with a VPN on it. Irregardless, we will make that connection for every video feed that is displayed on the IRAC3 interface. Once the connection is made, video will start flowing directly from the video management server or the video camera to the IRAC3 system. Whether you're using a web interface or the C3 mobile interface, you're now watching video feeds that are private, that are secure, that are directly to your video cameras. I hope this presentation was helpful. If you have additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at info@lextechlabs.com or by visiting our website at lextechlabs.com. Thank you.